Yeah, so Filmshark started in 2016. I was in my final year at AFTA in Cape Town, and I just started thinking ahead with what I was going to do with my career once I'd graduated. And then, so I moved back to Durbs at the end of my final year, and I just started writing scripts and sort of building ideas, and just wanted to create a platform for me to sort of release the content that I make and the ideas that I have just in one sort of like creative space, you know? So I think it started in June 2016. It started with like a little Facebook page. And then, so it's been going for almost 4 years now. June this year will be the 4th year, so it's quite a big one. And so it's still just me at the moment. I've got like 700 likes on my Facebook page, but I've just employed 2 guys to join the team for some projects that we're doing this year. So it was quite a big step for me to employ people and just to slowly feel the company growing, you know. But we've released a couple of like cool little promotional videos. Last year we released our first short film that Filmshark produced along with Hallmark Productions and Tomfoolery. So it was quite a cool step last year as well. And now we're working on a couple projects like a documentary, an animation series. A lot of things in the work, and we just continue growing every year, which is quite lekker. So we operate out of Durban as the central city. Obviously, I've grown up here my whole life, so just operate from Morningside and Essenwood and just cruise wherever there's work. So there's actually a huge project in store. So since 2017, I've been developing this animation concept. And through the years, I've just slowly been writing some ideas down, writing some scripts. And at the beginning of last year, 2019, I applied for some development funding from the KwaZulu-Natal Film Commission. And then, end of November last year, I got this email saying that it's been approved, which is super cool. And so development funding, quite a bit of capital to get the project on its feet. So I've just been writing scripts during this lockdown and building the story and the world and the characters. So it's still pretty early in its development phase, but in a nutshell, it's a story that follows the journey of a family of vervet monkeys as they make their way from the countryside of KZN to the city of Durban. So it's sort of like an adventure drama animation. And that's probably going to be 2 seasons, 8 episodes of 24 minutes each. So it's very exciting. That's definitely the biggest achievement we've had to date. So the lead character's name is Mango. He's the youngest vervet, and he's going to go on his own little mission. So the first changes I noticed were at the beginning of March. A lot of people were posting on Facebook and social media about them losing work. A lot of gigs and shoots and weddings and whatnot. And this was sort of when it was still kind of a joke on social media. So people weren't really taking it seriously, and everyone was just hoping that it wouldn't happen to them, you know? Early March is when I started noticing that the film industry was getting affected by the virus. So I didn't do too much in preparation. I think 2 weeks before the lockdown actually started, my job started falling through. A lot of people cancelling and not replying to quotes and whatnot. And a week before the shutdown actually was announced, myself and my partner Kim, we went away to the Drakensberg just to get away on holiday. And then when the shutdown was announced, we just said, you know what, let's stay in the Berg here. We basically stayed in the Berg for a month. And this actually was super beneficial to my writing process because it was very inspiring to write like a environmental series in the Drakensberg. You know, it was got a lot of content from our surroundings. So yeah, other than that, I just sort of been thinking of ways and how I can recover from the pandemic. Yeah, it's been pretty chilled. I've been spending a lot of time with my partner Kim. She's been by my side, so it's been quite cool to have someone close by. But yeah, I think it's also nice to just have a lot of time to write away at the series. I think if we weren't in lockdown, I would have been distracted by daily, nonsense. So it's nice to just have some time on your own to just get creative and put pen to paper. So yeah, it's been pretty chilled overall. Yeah, so on Tuesday, myself and Kim, she's been organizing this whole thing, but she's been chatting to a community that she's worked with, and they've told her that they have been restricted from going into town to buy food a lot of the time from the cops. This is in like Gelukberg, a rural community near Bergville. So she's been chatting to community members, and they sort of said to her that they don't have access to food as much as we would. So she basically asked for donations on Facebook, and she got quite a large amount. And we put together 60 food packages, and we drove up to Gelukberg and got a few photos and videos, and it was just really cool to sort of see how grateful the community were, especially when the police were quite strict on them. So it's quite nice to just go out there and experience a completely different way of life. Us in the city, we tend to forget about those kind of communities. So it's nice to do something a little bit different and to give a bit. I mean, this is mostly Kim's work, but yeah, it was cool to be involved and give a helping hand. It's quite lekker. Yeah, so being a part of that has also sort of inspired me to create like a non-profit organization or company that also captures different forms of life. So it's lekker to participate in that and sort of get an understanding of what different lives are like. Overall, I think the first thing that's taken the biggest blow is production in all senses. No matter what you're producing or creating, there's no space and time for people to gather and shoot anything, So production has taken a big hit. I know internationally a lot of movies and sequels, big production companies have had to completely halt production. So this has quite a negative impact economically on the film industry, because a daily shoot can cost millions, especially when you've prepared for so much and put everything in place, and then suddenly you have to stay at home. So yeah, production has taken the biggest hit, but if you look at pre-production and post-production, if you've already shot something and you need to edit and do your final mixes and your sound and your color grading, it's actually wouldn't get affected as much as production, because you need to sit behind a computer for a couple hours a day and you can get as much done as you want. You don't have to actually interact with people in person. So you can just Zoom someone to get feedback from the director or the supervisor or whatever it is to finish the final product. And that's pretty much the same as pre-production as well. So with what I'm doing, you don't need to meet with people to write scripts and actually be in physical contact with them. So yeah, so it's just production that's getting affected. Locally in South Africa and Durban, I have also heard of many productions coming to a halt. But yeah, I think now is a cool time to just get creative and plan for shoots in the future when this is all over, Yeah, so we are going to be running a promotion during May for our Radverts. So we started a series at the beginning of the year called Radverts, which are 2 to 3 minute videos that promote businesses in and around KZN. So January we released the first 3, which was for the Firehouse, Funky Pants, and for the Conjunction. During May, we're going to be approaching a lot of businesses and asking them if they would like to have a Radvert shot for them when all of this is over. And we're basically offering a 50% discount for future shoots. So, for example, if we send them a quote and they approve, they'll not only save money in the future, but we'll also be offering like an extended payment plan. So, for example, if I'm shooting a video for 1031, if you sign the quote or approve the quote in May, you'll get a 50% discount, and then after we shoot, you'll have 3 months to settle the outstanding amount. So it's just about trying to approach as many clients now and say, look, when all of this is over, we can shoot you a video and you'll be saving money. We've got 15 Radverts behind at the moment. We plan to release 3 every month. So by offering it at half price, I think people would think about the long run, but it also allows businesses to get on their feet and not pay straight away. So there's no deposit for the shoots, there's no cancellation fees. If you approve the quote, we're locked in and we're in business. So let's say this ends in July, and June, July, August, and we shoot a video in August. They'll have 3 months after the shooting date to settle the outstanding fees. So just, like I said, allows business to get on their feet again, to generate their known monthly incomes, and also have some content to release straight after the lockdown. So fortunately, the funding from the KZN Film Commission is keeping me afloat during this time. They sort of release their payments in tranches. So I've got deliverables that I have to meet. So for example, the first one is a research dossier, as well as the project outlines for each episode of the animation. So when I deliver that to them, then the tranche comes through, and then it's like a 2-month cycle. So I'm fortunate enough to have that keeping me alive. So for people looking to apply for development funding or production funding, you can apply on the Durban Film Office website or the National Video and Film Foundation. It's the National Film and Video Foundation, as well as the KZN Film Commission. Unfortunately, now they've closed a lot of their funding cycles due to the virus. But when all of this is over, they offer quite a large amount to get concepts and productions on their feet, which is quite cool. So the short-term plans for the company is to shoot as many Radverts as we can as soon as the lockdown ends. This will generate a little bit of income for us to help us get the ball rolling again. And it'll also help other businesses as well, because we are targeting a lot of people that don't necessarily have many videos that sort of explain their company. So that is one of our primary goals as soon as this is all over. And long term, I think just to carry on writing and to carry on creating concepts that we can grow on as we grow as a company. I'd say creative, unique, and entertaining. So I think as such a small company, I know a lot of people are getting affected by all of this. So firstly, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who's liking all the posts. I know there's been a lot of pictures of random animals on my page, but I think liking a page actually goes further than people think. So it's nice to know that people are continuously supporting you in the smallest way. And if I can just say, there's a lot of cool projects coming from Filmshark, and the business is slowly growing, and it'll be kiff to keep creating content. So cheers.